If you get open rates of 30% on your newsletter, you're considered lucky.
I think that the subject line, I think, is important, although Atai in our podcast this week didn't really seem to think it was too important. He kind of tests random things and doesn't really give a whole lot of thought to it. And I think that's probably because his list is so big and people are so used to getting his daily email. Yeah.
Yeah, so I noticed that it's very short and to the point, and I've noticed, I think he has been testing on the morning dough, because you see some of these subject lines that are very much geared around what's relevant or happening right now, and they're starting to become a little more, I don't want to say clickbaity, but it is kind of clickbaity, right? But there are some tips and tricks that we can roll out to get those email rates up, and I want to share a couple of best practices right now. So, emails with 6 to 10 word subject lines have the highest open rate, which is roughly around 21%. It's not even that high, but when you were churning out emails to like thousands and thousands of people, 20% of thousands and thousands of people is a lot of people. 82% of email marketers prefer subject lines of 60 characters or less. All right, so keeping it short and concise. Most mobile email clients cut off subject lines after 33 to 43 characters. So, the shorter you can make it, the shorter you can pack a punch in that subject line, the better open rates you're going to get. Emojis and subject lines can boost email open rates by up to 45%. Man, that's something we just definitely do not leverage enough.
Man, I'm so glad you brought that up, because I love emojis in absolutely everything I use. Any post I make on LinkedIn, Instagram, email marketing, whatever it is, even emails to just, clients and stuff, I'm always using emojis. I do not overuse emojis. Let me just make that clear. But I do think that they are a great way to make your content so much more engaging, so much more fun, and stand out as well. So that is a big one that I wanted to bring up. Definitely use an emoji, maybe two, in your subject lines, and I think you'll get a lot more engagement.
And that is until us marketers ruin that for everybody else, because right now the emojis do stand out in your email inbox when you're sifting through all those unopened emails. So until everybody's using the emojis, take advantage of it now, right?
You're so right, because I actually don't see it being utilized very often, but
7%. 7% of email subject lines use emojis.
Wow. So that's nothing at all, considering how many emails get sent out on a daily basis. So definitely use emojis. And you're right. Eventually we'll all catch on. We'll all start using them, and then we'll ruin it eventually, and we'll be on to the next thing.
Yeah. So for ourselves, and we have a monthly newsletter that goes out there called the Merged Monthly. And it's a month of marketing in a minute is what we call it. And the same subject line is every single month. So it's Merged Monthly February, Merged Monthly March, and so on. But this is really starting to change the way I think about writing our subject lines, because it's it's too predictable. You know what I mean? We want people to be inquisitive and curious and want to click on that subject line and open up that mail and consume that information. So I'll definitely be changing it for this month's monthly Merged for sure. But let's go into what everybody here is probably wanting to hear more about, which is some of those actual tactics that you can deploy within those subject lines to get people to click. Okay, and here's the first example is urgency-based FOMO subject lines. Okay, and some examples would be, your prescription is expiring. Okay, you're missing out on points. This is one by JetBlue. Okay, so it's another great example is like a BOGO free clearance. Okay, I know we have Lisa here from Tally Towels listening in on Clubhouse. I definitely think a product like hers, selling microfiber towels, could definitely benefit by having these sense of urgency mails around those offers that would be going out on a regular basis, right? And especially if you have a very loyal community of purchasers that love your product and love telling their friends about the product, it's a great example to get maybe some of those customers or email subscribers to share that content with their friends and family, right? And one other one I want to grab out of that is, we talked about the buy one, get one free. earn double points today only. So we talked about loyalty points in a previous podcast episode. If you do have a loyalty program, having some sort of incentive in that subject line around people getting more points or gamifying that subject line in a way will help increase those open rates as well.